Sassuma anna tasama naqanip.
She was drowning down now, moving through the water to the bottom of the sea.
Tanna sassuma anna assasui a.
There in the depths, she was anxious to hold on to her life, to keep this life.
Inuali sumipat nuyasui ilatut.
She began to build herself a house, and slowly she became an inhabitant of the ocean. She could sense through the animals the misdeeds of the humans above. When their wrongdoings became too unbearable, she would punish them, keeping all the living creatures of the sea locked in her house. When she did this, the people on earth suffered immensely, so the shamans traveled down to visit her. They cleaned her house, talked to her, and made her feel like a loved person again.
I really, truly think the fashion is changing today. And I think it's because people are wanting the change. It's been so fast. And every season you have to buy something new. But I think people are taking a step back saying, why? Why am I buying all these things? It should last me longer. There is a saying in fashion that fashion is about classical pieces. And I believe that. It's about a beautiful piece that will, in time, still be beautiful. I live in Iceland because there's a wonderful reason for being here that I don't think people realize. I've worked in big cities like New York, Milan, London, and the fashion world there is big. And you're swallowed by the size of the fashion world there. And what happens, you get very isolated by a field. What I like about being here is that the fashion world here is small. And you're not swallowed by anything. Your mind is what takes you to different places.
I guess when I started doing jewelry, I never particularly looked at myself as an artist or what that even means. I take things out of nature and I take them completely out of context. And it just kind of has a life on its own. And I like the sort of mystery of it and what it means to different people. You know, some people use it for religion, some people use it to adorn themselves, some people use it to attract other creatures. And I'm kind of fascinated with that.
We were more or less kind of like wild children. We were left alone. We were allowed to do whatever we wanted. And it was very much like fantasy. It was like you were allowed to, you had your own sort of world. And the lekkjabu consisted of these bones from sheep and cows, and they became our own animals. So we had our own farm to take care of. So we felt like farmers like the rest of the crew. I think that's definitely made me who I am.
Under sluttiden, under krigen, hvor familier var afskåret fra alt. Man vidste ikke, om deres mand kom hjem igen. Så alt var uvist, og de var væk i mange måneder, halvt år ad gangen. Men der har jeg så fået den historie med, at hver bygd, hver familie havde deres tradition for deres mønstre. Så det første de der kvinder gjorde, når de så en båd langt ud i horisonten, at de tog ned på havnen. Det første de kunne se før ansigtet på manden, der kunne de se, om deres mønstre var med, de stod på dækket der. At de følte den der lethed, fordi det tog jo mange timer før båden kom helt tæt på. Så den rører mig hver gang jeg beretter på den historie.
Færøerne har en umiddelbarhed, noget der er enormt usminket. Og der er også en vis naivitet, som jeg synes er klog. Færøerne har også en meget sådan religiøs undertone, som jeg også synes stod i en meget stor kontrast til det leben i vores lille parcelhus kvarter på Kvarvet, som det hed. Så jeg tror nok, at det med kontraster er sådan en meget bærende størrelse i alt det, som jeg beskæftiger mig med. Og jeg tror, at det sammen med et meget ekspressivt, hvad skal man sige, fysisk miljø, altså hvor det er meget dramatisk. En dag kan starte med solskin og fløjtepipe og ende ud i fuldstændig ragnarok, for så at finde tilbage til en solnedgang, der er fuldstændig fredfyldt. Så jeg synes, at man er sådan, man lynhurtigt får en følelse af, at man er et meget, meget lille væsen i en meget, meget stor kontekst, der har noget enormt over sig. Jeg tror, det er den materie, der sådan på en eller anden måde har moduleret måske den størrelse, hvor jeg henter mine ressourcer. Så til min overraskelse, så tror jeg rent faktisk, at jeg i meget høj grad trækker essenser ud fra, hvor jeg kommer fra.
Når man kommer til Grønland, når man som mig har boet i Danmark i flere år, kommer hjem herop på ferie, så falder man til ro med det samme. Der er ro overalt. Når man kommer ud af byen, og når man går rundt, og der er bare ingen larm. Man falder helt til ro, når man er heroppe. Her er dejligt. Jeg elsker at komme herop og sejle og fiske og fange fisk og lave dem. Og det er utrolig vigtigt for mig at vise for verden, hvad Grønland er. Der er mange, der tror, vi kun laver sælskinhav.
Uanemin misingitsaneequtangitsangikku. Uanemin taim amingaatingsappa ila soortu etsitijermain nuummiippunga. Ima isikkiusunutamaammi sianganguila. Soortua qulaqaingiistu ippunga. Immaqasuliaitsanulluunni nakanginnerikku siin uummat isikkivim uaat illitsinningaani isikkivi taamaikkami qaqqami ungaloqama imma uaam sulien tamainna pingaaqqitaa kitsamila soonami nunaqqatsigu nunaqarpip tamaa isingisinnaavanga tainga takingimmatsilaangaangikku qaqqa amingaatingsappa maqaassappa iningoqqarninningaani fiatsitsini qaaqqokkama nunangiuainnari immainni aallaqittaarsinga innatnersun siin
We didn't learn much about the old ways. We kind of just woke up in time, like in 1960s, so everything has to be really into the Danish kind of doing things. Culture should be, it's like the culture had to be refurbished with Danish or Western elements, so you have to go to school and you have to learn new stories, new kind of children's stories, children's songs, and new kind of language. They are taking back that kind of power of self-determination.
There are of course a lot of unique things about Iceland, and especially because it's so small and isolated, and then again not isolated. Fashion and design is very new in Iceland. That's what's interesting about it, you know. It's not market-based. It's just people are doing some random stuff. It's what they like. It's not influenced by market. Most beautiful things are the ones that are almost perfect. It's usually best to describe the bow tie, you know. And the ready-made bow tie has a perfect shape, but the self-tied bow tie is crooked. That's why it's beautiful, more beautiful than your own.
People sometimes ask, why so many artists come out of Iceland, or so many creative people, and I always think that it's it's a medicine to fight boredom. I think we are like very extreme people. You kind of have to end up being, you end up being extreme. Like it's it's both the weather and the light and everything kind of contributes to a lot of roller coasters, mental roller coasters, I guess. I think that, coming from Iceland, And feeling constant throbbing of the isolation of being on this live rock in the middle of the ocean. It's very barren and, like it's really active, with the wind, and it affects you.
I am very, proud to say that I'm from this area, and I think that we should, of course, collaborate even more. Now it's becoming a little bit of a hype, but there's a good thing about it. It's that I don't think that's because we're all of a sudden doing something cool, or I think we've always been doing something cool, and I think that's finally the world is kind of getting to know it and discovering it. This probably doesn't come as a surprise, but Icelandic people are very bipolar in a sense because of the difference in the summer being so bright and warm, and then the winter being so dark and cold and depressing. So you really you put on like a personal state of how you feel without even having anything to do with it. You're always gonna feel happy in the summer. You just can't help it because everything is so bright and everyone is happy around you. And then you're always gonna go deep during the winter. You're gonna, start thinking about life and really breaking yourself down. And this is really something that every creative does on his own time. You have your ups and downs, and when you're down, you're breaking yourself apart and you're looking at all the pieces and you're thinking what am I doing on this planet? I think it's quite amazing that we've actually come this far. We're sitting on a spinning blueberry in the middle of nowhere. We're actually just like a blink of an eye in the story of the universe. And we take it really seriously, and we're really stressed, running around, thinking about our daily chores, when it's gonna be all over in just a blink of an eye.